at what point should a youth leave their parents' home and start a new life? This has been a topic that many people aren't discussing about, but as the youth handling the youth podcast, we want to talk about this and tackle about it. And then, if you have any comments or replies, please you can send in our different social media platforms for easy interaction and getting in touch. Thank you very much. So, besides me, I'm with two gentlemen, and I want to share with them one on one. And my question is, at what point should the youth leave the parents' home and start their own life of responsibilities and all that? Yes, Mr. Himura.
From my point of view, the moment you realize that there is nothing effective you are adding on to yourself from home, you are not schooling, you are actually it's an exception only about schooling. The moment you realize you are not schooling, you are just idle at home or maybe farming, helping your parents to do this and that. It is the right time for you to get out of that home. Tell me, you're not schooling.
Mhm.
You just wake up, you help your parents, you clean, you are becoming a housemaid.
You're becoming a domestic animal.
Aha. So the earlier the better. When you live out of your parents' house at a very early stage, it is more efficient for you because you get exposed to the world in a short time and very early. The more you get exposed to the world, the more it is easier for you to live through it.
Okay.
Mm.
So let me also pose a question to Mr. Augustine. Mr. Augustine, do you think youth starting their own life and for example leaving their parents' home and they start their own life of responsibility, do you think it works on age? And also, and if it works on age, do you mostly target the boy child or the girl child? Thank you very much.
So to me, what I think personally, it kind of depends on what kind of home are you from. To some extent, there are people who are well off. Well, what pushes most of us to live home is the standard of how we are living at home and the standard at which our home is. You find that if you're to value at a greater scale, most of the youths that leave home early are the youths that have humble backgrounds. Like, you leave home because you have to work on your home to be better than the home where you are now.
The
But
breadwinner.
yeah, you're the breadwinner. But when you live in an environment where your dad has a flat, everything is good, it doesn't even click your mind that you know what, I have to leave because everything is there. Your future is already planned,
Yeah.
and everything is set for you. So when it comes to living home, we are not preferably attacking everyone, even those ones who are at peace to live home, because for those ones, it is up to you what you want as a person. You still want to be with your parents, even though they can provide. But now, when it comes to you, the youth who has nothing to see, you have no name, you have a name to make. You have no family, you have a family to make. But your parents parents can't specifically or directly tell you that, what, you're old enough, you need to start your own life and all that. They can't tell you all that. It has to be a sense of your own belonging to find out that, you know what, I'm mature enough, I need to go work on myself. I need to hit town and, work on the different criteria. But to some extent, you can't preferably blame these people for staying at home too much, because it is because of the naiveness and the awareness that they lack. In that some people, they fear the fear of leaving home. Someone be like, how will I manage the outside environment? But I think that's the whole point.
Okay, like at what age? At what age do you expect? Okay, now the question goes to both of you. At what age do you expect someone to leave their parents' home and start their own life?
The age, I'll come back to the age later. Mr. Auguste, he says it depends on your family background.
Exactly. And
If they are well off, you will not leave home early.
exactly.
But the point is, leaving home early, it doesn't mean that you have to be poor.
Yeah,
Always. To me, I have
It
friends.
is the mindset.
Exactly. It is the mindset. I have friends who are rich, who are from well-off families. But if I'm to judge these are the kind of people who left their home before most of people who come from humble backgrounds.
Exactly.
It's so at a point, it's not about that. Let's say someone can afford that life or at home they are well off.
Yeah.
But it is the mindset. Do you need that freedom? Because me, I personally leave home to go and host myself somewhere because I value my freedom. There are things I would wish to do as a sole person.
Yeah.
There are things that I can do when I'm alone that are
Like-
humiliating to the family.
Like what?
There is a lot.
Like bringing showers.
Maybe not. But for freedom, I consider that to be one of my major factors. That's why I should leave home, because there are things you can literally do that are not proper when you are still at home.
Okay, now to Mr. Brandon. When it comes to age for living home, I don't think it's necessarily about age, because we have seen now there's this scenario whereby you are at school, you are studying. Maybe you started schooling late and you're in your 23, 24. You still have to go through school, and you still need to go through school with the support of your parents. So you can't leave home. And for the sake of girls, that one, it has no age limit. For a girl, for as long as you still feel safe at home, stay at home. That one, because there's no safe world for the girls.
So how comes now for us? Now you mean for us boys, they won't allow us to stay safe at home.
For men, for the sake of men, the real world is waiting for you. That's the whole point. There is no safe world for a man. The world is always harsh for a man. So for a boy, and you've seen in so many scenarios, there are boys that are 16, 17, they are on the streets. There are boys that are 23, 30, they are home.
But I also think that we should talk about the advantages of living home and also staying at home, because some of the times these are things that force most youth to leave their homes or stay at their home. So at a point, we might only focus on finances alone, or maybe studies, but we have seen students who are studying or at uni, wherever they are, but they aren't staying at home. They are renting somewhere. They're in hostels. They're doing something that is far from home.
With the parents' support.
Yeah, maybe sometimes not from with the parent support. Okay, it can be parent support, but the major concept is staying alone, living home.
Yes.
If parents are well off, they can still second you when you leave home and you go and rent some apartment or some place. So it's not even sometimes about, let's say you are rich or poor, but it's about what you want. Parents will still support you if you are rich. If the family is rich, they still support you when you start up your own life.
Yeah, and also there is this scenario whereby someone can be at their home, most especially for us boys, and maybe your parents are planning something for you, and now you have this pressure from your peers. They are like, man, you're old enough to not stay at your home, and maybe even something your parents are planning for you could be much more significant than living home. Now there are also such scenarios. For those ones, you have to be patient with the plans for your parents, because trust me, parents sometimes determine a lot on your future, most especially when they are planning it for you. Like, let's say they want you to go abroad and work, most especially now for the schoolers. And now for you, since you have OGs and OBs who are going to certain university, and you be like, no, mom, I can't go there. I want to do this. Now that is wrong. Maybe those are some of the disadvantages. Like, don't take living home based on the peer pressure, but take living home for the advantage of yourself. And that's why now this is mostly for the boys. But now for the girls, where it gets tricky is you'll want to leave home, and to some extent most of the girls leave home, if not to impress themselves, then it is on the standards of the boy that they are dating. In that a girl will leave home not to go and work, but to stay with a guy. And maybe she reaches there and things don't go well for her. And now she starts fumbling with life, and they develop the fear to even go back home. Yet, even when at their home, they are welcome. So now that's why I say that for a girl, if you feel like you're still safe home, school, go back home, stay home. There is no safe world for girls.
But now for the boys, do you think a boy should move out of their parents' house when they are ready, or at any moment they feel like they are not doing anything or they are not getting anything from home? They should start immediately.
For a boy, you cannot be ready. You cannot be ready to leave home.
For the boy, you're supposed to be ready. Like, because by the time you're starting a new life, you've planned everything.
No.
This is the house I'm renting. This is the amount of money I'm
Okay,
I'm
maybe
using.
maybe for
Understand?
that.
You're
Maybe for
supposed
that.
to plan.
Maybe for that.
These are the things I need. A bed. Because now some of us, the boys,
But
once I have a
don't
matua,
you think that is a
once
soft life for a guy?
That is a soft. Actually, that's why I'm like, you're not supposed to be ready. You're
Yes.
just supposed to go
Get
all
a mattress. Do you need the mattress?
get a mat, and look, the biggest deal is where to sleep. Not where to sleep as in a bed or
where
what.
to put the head.
Where
Exactly.
to put the head. Get a
You
house.
don't need to be ready for a
Get
guy.
the house.
Eh.
Go out, start looking for the jobs by yourself. Don't tell your
Exactly.
dad. Don't tell your mom. Just be with your friend and maybe some colleague whom you trust, and go out and face the world. Because the truth is now we are being lied to that go to school, study, get a job, and live a better life. But that thing is not true.
True.
To some extent, unless maybe you're gifted from above, like a divine gift. But in the reality here, my G, you have to work.
Because actually, like in the UK, someone, because now those guys by 23 years someone's having a PhD. 20 years someone's having a master's. But you find someone who having a PhD in Uganda, person is 70 years, this person no longer thinks, I even don't know how these guys pass. And then the fact that this guy is finished their studies early, someone has begun renting. Oh, he has left the parents at 20. You understand? So I don't know
And now,
if I can call this pressure, but at least let's pick up from the Western countries, so that this helps someone to develop their mind. Actually, as a boy child, when you are staying alone and you have set your own life, it helps your mind to grow mentally. You learn how to cook, how to finance yourself, how to have the financial discipline. So it's not all about that. Maybe we are. I know there are some people there who are like, now they're talking about us. Stop being domestic animals.
and also now, for the sake of the Western countries, even our standards of living are different.
Are different,
Even the measures of how things work here are different from how for us, because us here in Uganda, specifically where we are now, for you to have something, you have to own it. Like if you see someone with a phone, let's say an iPhone 15 and so on. Okay, they have just introduced the partial payments now installments. But in most cases, those people own those phones by cash. But for those guys, they can purchase something and pay in installments, credit buying. So it kind of differs in that there. Let's say you want to start content creation. You can go and buy something on credit. You buy the gadgets and then you pay in installments with the money that you're getting off the career that you're chasing, which is not the same as us here. Because now for us here, to get money to buy something, you need to either work and get the money or get a loan from someone, a trustee. So the economy standard somehow doesn't favor us to follow the lifestyle that those guys be in. For us here, you have to face the reality. You have to go and work, get the money.
No,
and
but
purchase
sometimes
something.
you can pick up from them, because most of the things right now we are doing, we have picked them up from those Western guys. You
Yeah, I
understand?
don't deny that.
UK
Yes,
I don't,
yes.
I
Like
don't
now you're
deny
having
that.
UK use
Even the
phones.
UK used phones.
Those guys
actually.
also would have had African use phones, but
And
I don't know why
But
it's only.
besides that, we should also talk about the pain, the things the youth go through, because we have lost a lot of younger men through the process. Because tell me, the pain of transforming from 3 meals a day to 1 meal a day.
yeah, now that's what they call the process.
Now, because the process, we are trusting the process, but during the process, we can lose ourselves from there,
Yeah.
because we are going through a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And the mental, we need to, I think we have lost a lot of youth from here. This is where we are grooming bad boys from. We are grooming nonchalant boys from, because first to me, when you live alone, when you live and you're staying alone, you are going to become nonchalant. You are going to become an introvert, not because you wish or you want, but the conditions are going to force you to be nonchalant and an introvert. Because sometimes most introverts are broke.
No, so like that.
The condition can force you
No.
to be an introvert.
No, let me correct you.
Eh.
Someone being nonchalant or an introvert, it's how someone has been brought up. You understand?
Or maybe the things
Because-
they have gone through.
Because that point whereby
Those boys are traumatized.
no, that point
and they're
whereby
going through a lot.
since childhood, the person has like he has no audacity of sharing whatever he or she's going through to people.
Because they're
Like, yeah,
traumatized.
for him, he says, "I'll finish all this. I'm going to understand." But then about that topic of the problems that we go through, There are very many problems because someone sleeps hungry. That's why I get from early pregnancies,
Pressure from the
pressure from the
girlfriend,
girl
the
because you don't have
family.
that 63 inch.
Eh.
You have to buy
65.
6x6. Even begin stealing, begin going for foot betting, getting loans, and at the end, all the things are being told by the people maybe who have lent you, or even you get broke, you begin selling your items. You understand? So what I can say is that to the boy child, when you are leaving home and starting your life, maybe if it's under peer pressure, leave when you're ready. You understand? Be like, I've saved some 800k. At least I can buy myself a bed, a 5x6.
So, Brandon, what do you
mattress.
mean by being ready? What are some of the things that you must have to feel like you are ready to start a life?
First of all, you should have a job. You understand? You should have a steady
You will
source
not
of
have a
income.
job if you don't look for one.
You first wait. He's asking what things you should have.
I don't
You understand? To be ready.
okay, I may get that.
Because Augustine, you can't tell me that you can begin renting, you don't have a job. You understand?
Okay,
You can have
okay.
starting
Will you always go
at the home.
to your home to eat
Okay,
lunch and supper?
that's very true. That's very true. But
The thing is, the job can find you when you are renting.
yeah, the way you rephrased it, that you're supposed to have a job.
Now that renting, it means you saved some money and then you've paid some 3 months.
That's true.
You understand?
That's
So you should have a job because now you should stock food. You understand? Fine, the 3 months will be moving, but you're like, now when am I getting the rent for the next
That
month?
is so easy, man. I feel like that's kind of too easy.
It's easy, but if you're in the system,
That's kind of too easy for a start. For a start,
Eh, for the start.
you're supposed to have a room only, plus maybe some mat or a mattress that you went,
or even some
some
pillow.
high school mattress that you were with. That's what is necessary for a start. And
Plus
then,
an upkeep of 10k for the first month. You don't need to exceed
and now,
10k for
and now
the
you
first
start
month.
looking for a job by yourself.
And
You
to
write
the-
applications manually.
And to the boys, when life is hard, if you befriend that cassava lady who's renting, who's
And-
selling cassava
and
near
also-
your home,
Great
Yeah.
respect.
And also to be on a more efficient side. Like we should switch to facing the reality. Some of these things that we see and we upload them to our heads and all that, they're not real, because people are going against the grid to secure something that is not real, and that's being too much delusion. And sometimes you have to solve things from first principles. Like, because when we're in high school, they were telling us that if you want to face a problem mathematically, you do it according to first principles. So, like, let's say you're broke. Getting a loan is not going to solve your being broke. You have to solve being broke from first principles. You have to start working. Then from working, you start saving. From saving, you invest the small money like that.
start a new life.
Let's say you're traumatized. You're not going to solve being traumatized by traumatizing another person. Like, you can get involved in life, like speak to people. People now are too much into themselves, in that even saying hi to someone is a big problem.
Things that you are going to borrow.
Exactly. Not even borrowing. They feel like they're going to lose themselves by talking to you, or I don't know what. Or people feel like reaching out to someone is something that breaks their ego gap, or like people are too delusional about themselves now, and the person that you think you are, you're not anything to anyone. Like, just try to be yourself.
Actually,
and
the thing is,
things will be good.
and then the thing is, because most youth, once we start a life, you have gotten some little job, you have some little income, and then you are spending a lot of that money, and at the end of the day, they protect themselves in the court. Spending money on myself is not what? It's not just a luxury, but it's an investment. But as a youth, why would you have 3 meals a day? Even when things are doing well.
You should have 3 meals. Like,
Why would you have 3 meals a day?
you should have 3 meals because it is part of health. For example, now you are dodging meals
I
because
do
you
not
first wait. Let me say maybe a plate of food is 7k,
7k?
and you are dodging meals.
A youth?
At the end, when you are diagnosed with diabetes, it will be a bill of 500,000 or even 1 million.
Okay, now
That means you have caused yourself
let
that
me-
what?
let me
How do you have
correct you.
3 meals a day as a youth?
Then that's your problem.
let me correct you now that you're brought in health.
No.
Let me correct you now that you're brought in health. For
Yeah.
the sake of the 3 meals, it is not even necessary, because here
Someone
is
can
why.
survive on a single
For
meal.
diabetes, eating 3 meals won't stop you from getting diabetes. Actually, it may even increase your chances of getting diabetes. For the 3 meals, the energy that you use to
No,
process
it's
food-
ulcers.
Okay,
Sorry,
ulcers.
ulcers, yeah.
I don't think your body needs that much food, like the 3 meals you
You
say.
can have a single meal in a day. and
Here
you get
is the
done
thing.
with
For the sake of health that you've mentioned, the amount of energy your body uses to process 3 meals is first of all more than the energy output that you use. Do you know that? You find that someone who eats 1 meal, if you eat one good meal per day, your energy output may be greater than the someone who is eating 3 meals a day.
The first way, Mr. Augustine, if
That
I'm working,
that is health wise.
if I'm working at a site,
Mm.
and I'm like construction, I'm only eating only 1 meal. Is it health wise?
To eat 1 meal,
Yes,
Depends
very
which
very
meal.
healthy, very very healthy.
If you are eating some big plate of posho with beans, that food can take you for 3 days.
Actually, the mistake that people make mostly is they eat these fast foods like chapati, sambusa, chips, those things. They eat those fast food and they think
One
that
solid
is a
meal can take a man
That is
for
not a
3
meal.
days.
That's
No,
not a meal.
but at the end, you're an asset of yourself. Now, for example, maybe say you've constructed a hotel, you understand, and maybe it has spent maybe 30 years, and you're seeing you need to get more clients, but most of the clients are going away because you're not renovating the place. You understand? You renovate it or just leave it the way it is.
Now that
You
is
know.
business.
No, wait,
You
I'm
renovate.
that's what I mean.
You renovate.
Yes, because you want the clients to come in. So even you, when you're eating very well,
Mm.
because your body is your asset.
Eh.
If you're eating very well, you'll be healthy and you get that energy. What to do that? Those mental works.
What
like
is eating very well? Because
eating
We-
a balanced
we're talking
diet.
about 3 meals. Let me tell you this.
eating well is
Those
different.
3 meals,
Eh.
3 meals are going to make you grow fat. And to some of us, we don't like fat people.
No, balanced
They
diet.
irritate us.
Balanced diet.
You don't need a balanced diet. You need a meal to survive.
You need a meal.
You need to live.
You need a meal to sustain your health.
Because
That's all.
balanced diet, you need fruits, drinks. As a youth who's trying to build your life, this money here can do a lot of other investments.
Mm.
Anyways,
That balanced diet.
anyways, our dear viewers, I think you are hearing the argument. It's still very strong, and please show in your comments so that we can share ideas and see how we can help each other. And then lastly, to the youth, please, when you've begun this new life, the relationships, let a girl not force you into this, because at the end, when a girl forces you into this, you'll get a baby, and then you begin getting depressed because you can't afford to take care of her, take care of the baby, take care of yourself. You know, so what I can say is that let's enter into this when you're really ready, and then let's be motivated with a strategy and a plan for ourselves.
Any last words?
That baby that you are saying that the girl will give you a baby, I am not part of that baby.
Mistakes can happen.
Any last words, Brendan?
Last words for the people are that to the boy child, because most of the boy child, let's have strategy and plans for our next lives. Don't just leave your home because of group influence, because a girl is like, Augustine, I'm tired of seeing you here at home. I always want to come and see you and spend time with you, but no. Do it because you want to develop your mind. Do it because you're having a vision ahead for yourself. And then, yeah, that's all I can say. And yes, Mr. Augustine, closing words for the people.
Closing words.
Yes.
Okay, now since you say one of the things that disturb us most are relationships. What I can say is that true love is very hard, and easy love is not true love. So you're supposed to make a choice. That's all.